James Gavin jumped first into Normandy. I brought him, and dozens of World War II heroes, back to life, restored, colorized, moving again, decades after the war ended. Lydia Litviak, known as the White Rose of Stalingrad, was the world's first female fighter ace, with 12 confirmed kills before dying in combat at just 21. Desmond Doss was the first conscientious objector to receive the Medal of Honor. He saved 75 men in Okinawa without ever carrying a weapon. John Basilone received the Medal of Honor for his heroics at Guadalcanal and chose to return to combat, dying in action at Iwo Jima. Nancy Wake, known as the White Mouse by the Gestapo, for her elusiveness, she became one of the most decorated women of World War II and led thousands of resistance fighters in guerrilla warfare against the Nazis. Sophie Scholl led a student resistance against Hitler, distributing anti-Nazi leaflets before being executed at 21. Richard Winters led the legendary Easy Company during D-Day and the Battle of the Bulge, becoming a symbol of leadership. Josephine Baker used her fame as a performer to spy on Nazis, hiding messages in her sheet music. Benjamin O. Davis Jr. was the first black general in the U.S. Air Force and led the Tuskegee Airmen in combat. Lee Miller, a model-turned-war correspondent, photographed Hitler's bathtub just hours after his death. Vasily Zaitsev became a Soviet legend during the Battle of Stalingrad, killing over 200 enemy soldiers and inspiring countless others. Saburo Sakai was a legendary Japanese fighter pilot who survived being shot in the head during combat and later became a pacifist after the war. Virginia Hall, despite having a wooden leg, ran spy operations in Nazi-occupied France for the OSS. Jack Churchill stormed the beach on D-Day with a longbow and a Scottish broadsword. Hannah Sinas parachuted into Nazi-occupied Europe to rescue Jews and was captured and executed in 1944. Jean Moulin united various factions of the French resistance under de Gaulle's leadership before being captured and tortured by the Gestapo. Simone Ségouin joined the French resistance at 17, captured German soldiers, and helped liberate Paris. Enrico Fermi helped build the first nuclear reactor and contributed crucial science to the Manhattan Project. Hiru Onoda refused to surrender after World War II ended and remained hidden in the jungle until 1974. Lyudmila Pavlichenko, the deadliest female sniper in history, had 309 confirmed kills during World War II, including 36 enemy snipers. Klaus von Stauffenberg led the failed July 20th plot to assassinate Hitler, becoming a symbol of German resistance to the Nazi regime. Grace Hopper, a U.S. Navy officer and pioneering computer scientist, developed one of the first compilers and helped revolutionize military technology. Not all were heroes. Günther Prien was a top U-boat commander, fighting for Nazi Germany. I included him not to glorify, but to show every side of the war. Nikolai Fyodorovich Vatutin was a prominent Soviet general who led key offensives, including the Battle of Kursk and the liberation of Kiev, before being mortally wounded by Ukrainian insurgents. Dorothy Vaughan was a pioneering African-American mathematician who led a group of women at NASA and specialized in electronic computing during World War II. William Slim led the British 14th Army in the Burma Campaign, turning the tide against the Japanese in one of the longest and most grueling campaigns of World War II. Tomoyuki Yamashita led Japanese forces in the conquest of Singapore, later tried and executed for war crimes. Francis Pegamagabo, though best known for World War I, continued serving his community during World War II, advocating for indigenous veterans' rights and military participation. Elsa Brenstrom, known as the Angel of Siberia, dedicated her post-World War I humanitarian work to helping World War II prisoners and displaced persons. Richard Sorge infiltrated Nazi Germany's allies in Japan, passing critical intelligence to the Soviets that helped shape the Eastern Front. Vernon Baker was the only living Black American awarded the Medal of Honor for World War II, recognized for his heroism during a deadly assault on a German stronghold in Italy. Frederick William Hopkins developed medical treatments that saved thousands of wounded soldiers, advancing wartime medicine under extreme conditions. Charles Willoughby served as General MacArthur's Chief of Intelligence during World War II, playing a key role in the Pacific Theater's strategic planning and counterintelligence operations. Jean de Lattre de Tassigny was one of the few French generals who fought from the start of World War II to its end, eventually signing the German Instrument of Surrender on behalf of France in 1945. George VI chose to remain in London during the Blitz, standing as a symbol of British resilience and unity throughout the war. Tadeusz Bohr-Komorowski commanded the Polish Home Army and led the Warsaw Uprising of 1944, one of the largest resistance efforts against Nazi occupation. Tommy Prince, one of Canada's most decorated Indigenous soldiers, carried out daring reconnaissance missions behind enemy lines, often disguised as a civilian to gather intelligence. Charles de Gaulle led the Free French forces during World War II, broadcasting from London to inspire resistance and refusing to surrender to Nazi Germany. Florence Finch, a Filipino-American, secretly aided the resistance in the Philippines by smuggling supplies to prisoners and sabotaging Japanese operations, earning the Medal of Freedom. Mikhail Devyatayev escaped a Nazi labor camp by stealing a German bomber, bringing back critical intelligence to the Soviet Union. Edith Piaf performed for captured French soldiers and reportedly helped the resistance by using fake documents to aid their escape. Anne Frank documented her life in hiding during Nazi occupation. Her diary remains one of the most powerful testimonies of the Holocaust. Albert Einstein, though not directly involved in combat, warned Roosevelt of Nazi atomic ambitions, triggering the U.S. Manhattan Project. Vera Atkins coordinated secret agents in Nazi-occupied France and later investigated the fates of missing operatives after the war. Edward A. Carter Jr. fought heroically in Germany, killing 6 enemy soldiers and capturing others despite being wounded 5 times, earning the Medal of Honor. Rosa Shanina was a Soviet sniper with 59 confirmed kills, feared by the Nazis and known for her accuracy in the Battle of Vilnius.